friends, it's Carol from Crinkled Path Journals, and I'm back with a final flip through for my Paper Bag Junk Journal Prompt Challenge 2025, which was hosted by Cara Mia from PaperConfessionswithCaraMia and Bianca from BB's Closet Creations. So let's get into the finished journal. I know I'm behind by a few days. I have not yet finished watching all the other wonderful collaborators that I will have listed in the description box below. I will finish watching their videos and commenting over this next week, and I'm very excited to do so. There's been so much talent and creativity in this collaboration, and I was really honored to be a part of it. I really enjoyed getting back into creating a journal. Haven't done that for a while. And so thank you for spurring me on, community. And I'm just going to push my tassel up out of the way over there. The collage on the front is a domino box, like a pin sampler that was given out by this National Life and Accident Insurance Company, seam binding label, and then you'll start seeing these illustrations that were from the book that I showed in my first video. I have my fabric and other snippet spine, and this is one signature. This is made out of 6 paper bags, and most of them are vintage, new old stock bags. First page here, this was my interactive page. I made these journal cards with windows on them, and yes, I did find some plastic to put in this one. And the windows, they're a little stiff, but they do open and close. This was really just an experiment, and I probably, won't put anything inside the windows, but it's just kind of fun that they're interactive. This one has the little curtain that is blowing in the breeze there. This one goes up and down. This is the one that was a little more stubborn when I made them, but it's an interesting part to try something new, and sometimes it works great like that one, and sometimes it doesn't. This one has a curtain behind it as well, and these are journaling cards that I'm just tucking into this pocket with wallpaper on the front of it. This was a little finicky to get back in there. Yeah, it was the pockets made out of the gussets of the bag. Then I had this dog food bag, and I added some trims to this, as well. Probably should add one more piece to that one. Rick Rack and the pom-pom trim. And then in this pocket, on the back of the bag, I added this piece of seam binding that says designed by me. This is a 1960s seam binding. Then the food picture box was from the 1980s. I added another pocket here. I'm not going to try it on. I want to find something intentionally that I want to keep in there. This is also not just the pocket, but a tag that opens up this way with my funny little roller skating troll. I put the skates on him from another cut apart. That just slides right in there. I added a fabric flower up here in the corner to my leaf printing page, and then I also added this fabric at the bottom. I think it just kind of drew your attention more to this being in the center to block the corners. I'm leaving this page blank so that it's see-through. I added another tag. This was packaging from my pom-pom trim that I added here, and I'm just tucking that in the back. And then this is my gratitude journaling card. There's still places to hide more goodies in here. And then this was my Share Some Joy joystick. And I also have this journaling card with some braille paper on the back tucked into the pocket. This one was a garden dust bag. This is rice bag, and there are, I think, 2 of each of those in here, if I'm not mistaken. Added some pom-pom trim to that, added some fabric and a little sparkly washi tape to the top of my tag that's in this pocket. This is my hidden paper clip. This one is the garden dust. I have my Raggedy Ann and Andy here. I was desperately looking for some red and white striped fabric to put up here, and apparently don't have any in my stock right now. On this page, I added these Peanuts images from an 2011 little purse-size Kleenex packet. And I did bring my white pen so that I can continue my portrait over the top of that bag on that side. I colored in this blue. Looks like I'm wearing a very tight, high turtleneck, but I was thinking more shadow because I had painted it all white with the acrylic pens, and it looked just kind of funny to me. So this is probably just as funny, but I don't know, for some reason it made more sense to me, and using only the 3 colors pretty much throughout this book as the primaries, that's how I did that. In this pocket, I have my crocheted journaling card with watercolor paper on the back. I have my microphone. Hello. And in the back pocket, I had my poem, and these are just on a blank and a not blank flashcard. This flashcard has a little surfer on it, and it's blank on the back. Just a little tuck there, my portrait. I went ahead and did some more fabric collaging here. I had included this die cut of a specimen card with a wildflower in it. Here's the back side of that rice bag, and I have a map to my heart using the buttons. And then this was my sealed secret journaling spot. Haven't journaled on it yet. And then I just had kept the bag intact to make this flip out. Added a tab here that I purchased from Etsy from Woodland Inspired. And this is my old 1940s, 1930s, 1940s Trims wallpaper. This is my envelope that I did my embossing with texture paste. In here I put this Superman flying through the 0, and there's room to journal on the back. I have room to put more in that pocket, I think. Then let's see, this page I got all the way what I thought done. You know, I pointed out a couple things I probably should still add to here, and I'm going to put this up here too. Okay, there was nothing really on this page, so I went ahead and put the Washington Monument and Old Faithful. I think they're to scale. Tucked a couple of cards into this belly band. Very simple. This was another bag that I got from Not So Fast Joni. I have a bag that was given to me by Gigi Hannah, and I'm going to find that and try and incorporate it. And if I do, I will at some point try and show you that. She had sent it to me in Happy Mail, and it was before we moved, and I've been looking for it and have not found that Happy Mail box yet. On the little belly band here, I added the cowboy. It just random things that I cut out of that book and favorites, and just glued it on the front. I may still try and find some washi tape or something else to put on that one. Oh, and this just was the back of it, was just the flashcard with the words. This was more of the Trim's wallpaper with up tucks. I don't have anything tucked in this one. This one, I had the fabric Kleenex box, and I put some playing cards in here that are just the colors that are going on in this journal. And then this was my page extension, which was a coffee sleeve, and I put some artwork from an art tutorial book in here and some little tiny Uno cards in blue. This was my stenciling. I did stenciling both on this page and in between the layers, and I did this a little more intensely so that you could see it through. This is my stamped and colored little truck, and I showed you how I used odorless mineral spirits to blend the colored pencil, and I stuck my marshmallow fluff like it looks like it's in the back of the truck. This was my waterfall cards, and I did get it fixed. It would kind of go to there, and then it like wouldn't open the rest of the way, and I figured out that I needed to put something over the back where the last part was hinged so it wouldn't get caught here. And I went ahead and put that all the way over the first little card. And that way, when you put this down in there, when this fold gets all the way to where this little band is across holding it to the page, it will slide right through because now there's no seam there. I was so happy to figure that out. All right, then we have thing 1 and thing 2 on the front of this pocket. Another bread tab with some filet crochet lace in there. Another bag from Joni at Not So Fast Joni. And this is my letter to myself. I will show you the cover of the little card. The little Nana Mouse holding the baby. And then this is the journaling card that goes in that pocket. And more Braille. More of the fussy cuts from that book. And the back cover, I ended up adding more fussy cuts. The jump rope girl, this cow, and this tree. And then I finally got some of the postage stamps that are the Goodnight Moon book postage stamps, and I just wanted to save a couple for memories, and what better place to put them than in a junk journal. And so even though they have the green in them, it kind of went, because I did kind of expand on the color just slightly in a couple little places, like using this trim and, you know, a little bit of the fabric here. But for the most part, I tried to stick to the red, white, and blue, and there was kind of a pinky red and a regular red, and then a light blue and a dark blue and a white. And of course, things like the brown on the trees. It was really fun to do something all within a certain color scheme. I think it really limited what I could access, but then in a lot of ways it freed me up to do some kind of different and crazy things because I had to work with what I had to work with. So I really enjoyed that. And I think this is definitely a journal I'm going to keep and try and have it remind me that maybe a color palette, a narrower color palette, could be something that's fun to work with in the future. You can still use the prompts if you want to do this collaboration, even though September has passed. So I hope you'd consider that if you're looking for something fun and creative to do and you have some paper bags laying around. Well, take care, everyone, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.